I don't know why skin fade equals red flag. Don't be afraid to double text. I feel like someone who isn't just gonna stay inside all day.
That's
I feel
really
like
bad.
sometimes it could be bullying as well. It's just what Aussie girls think. Here's the secret. Girls want you to...
I was a hopeless romantic for most of my 20s, genuinely. I wanted to find the love of my life and I just couldn't make it happen. And then I went to Japan, of all places, I met this one, and for reasons I still don't fully understand, she decided to take a chance on me. But here's the thing, dating in the UK and dating in Australia are completely different. The rules are very different, the expectations are very different, and nobody tells you that, right, Mads?
Well, nobody told you that.
So today, my very generous Aussie wife is going to be walking you through the 19 traits Aussie girls secretly expect in a partner. Let's get into it. And make sure you've got a little cup of tea.
Because 19 is a lot. Number 1. Come closer while I tell you this. Come closer. Height does not matter. Yes. I'm not just saying that either. It genuinely doesn't. Like, I think on a surface level, a lot of girls will be attracted to initially a taller guy than them. All of this as well is based off my personal experience and the experience of my Aussie friends. And for the most part, girls don't care about height. There are other more important things, which we'll continue to get to in the video, that are way more important than height. When Aussie girls are maybe just looking for something casual, sure, potentially they're looking for a taller person, but genuinely in a long-term relationship, it doesn't seem to be a deal breaker at all.
To be fair, taller people are easier to see in busy places because they are quite literally higher.
This is true.
But I'm too short.
I think the next one is girls don't want someone who's too relaxed. There's a big thing in Aussie culture about being relaxed, easygoing, no worries, mate. But if you apply that to a relationship, it just doesn't work.
I feel like I'm learning a lot because I thought being really relaxed is cool because it's kind of like James Bond.
The name's Bond.
I guess what I mean is that you don't want someone who doesn't take initiative. A lot of my friends who are in the dating scene will tell me that they meet a guy who's easygoing, it's all great, but then he doesn't take any initiative in their relationship, doesn't work on himself, doesn't, look for jobs if he's unemployed, doesn't plan dates, doesn't text back, doesn't make an effort, basically, within a relationship. So totally have that easygoing mentality for life, but within the relationship, there has to be some kind of effort.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And if you're enjoying this video so far, then make sure you hit that like button if you feel like it.
Number 3, kind of going off what we just spoke about, don't be afraid to double text. There's the classic thing, I feel like...
You can never double text in the UK.
I know.
You'll get ghosted if you double text.
I know. But remember when we were first texting and I triple texted you?
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, whoa, she's keen.
I'm gonna marry this girl. Also, you didn't send me any kisses at the end of my text.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like, this is so strange.
Oh yeah, that's so true. That's something that if we did an opposite video where you were like, what British guys are looking for in a girl, it would be kisses at the end of text.
Yeah. But I was fine with it because I thought, to be fair, she's not from the UK, and I did think maybe this is a British thing.
I just thought you were really into me, and that's why you were sending me kisses.
What if you've only been on a date and then you look at your phone and they're ringing you like the next day? Is that weird if they're calling you?
I think it's actually getting more and more common now to call even before the first date, and also FaceTime, because you want to make sure that you're not getting catfished, but also that they're a vibe. Because you don't want to show up to a date and then there's absolutely no chemistry whatsoever.
Can I call you later?
So FaceTime before to make sure their photos match, and also to make sure that you're not going to like waste your money and your evening on a date, and they're actually going to be fun to hang out with.
It's super. I think
That's kind of clever.
Getting more and more common
clever.
now. I've heard of a lot of people ringing up.
What sort of aesthetics do you think Aussie girls are looking for in a person?
I think one of the main ones, not having a skin fade, having medium to long hair but well groomed is important, I think, to Aussie girls. There's so many times when Sam goes, oh, I think I'm gonna get a skin fade again. I think I'm gonna chop all my hair off. And it's often
Every
when
day.
I have friends over or something that you've mentioned it, or I'm like on the phone to a friend.
That makes me sound like
And-
I'm attention seeking.
Oh yeah, true.
So,
Okay,
like,
but more so the fact that when you have said it in front of my friends, they always
Yeah.
go, no, don't do it, don't do it. Because I don't know why skin fade equals red flag. It's just what Aussie girls think.
See, the skin fade is very much still prominent in the UK with British men. If you want to look really good for your date, you'll probably go get your haircut and your skin fade, you know, touched up before your special night. And it's really interesting that Australia has really taken on new men's hair fashion, but in the UK, we're still very stuck.
You want someone who's willing to look after themselves. So if they've got medium length to long length hair, they have to actually make the effort to make it look good. They have to style it. And so if you know they're going to put an effort into something like that, they're more likely to put an effort into the relationship.
And guys, if you get greasy hair like me, my hair gets really greasy really quickly. Just get some dry shampoo. It's not girly. It's fine. Do it. It will change your life.
Yeah. That actually leads into point number 5. Be anti-manosphere.
I agree with that.
You know, even that Manosphere documentary on Netflix, the girls were miserable. Even like all those guys who had girlfriends in the documentary, they were all miserable. Nobody wants someone like that. No Aussie girl wants a man who's into Manosphere
And
stuff.
for people who don't know what the manosphere is, what sort of traits would you say as someone who's like in that culture, I guess?
Very old-fashioned, traditional beliefs.
Okay.
The man earns all of the money, the wife stays home and cleans and looks after the children. A man who will control every single aspect of a woman's life.
Yeah.
And the men only care about themselves and money and being successful in other areas of their life and just having a usually good-looking wife that he doesn't invest in.
So what's number 6?
Number 6 is make her laugh. Please be funny, be a bit of a larrikin. Don't make her the butt of the joke. Don't embarrass her. Have a little bit of respect for each other, but definitely have fun.
What? I was always taught that making fun of someone's a sign of flirting as a kid. By the way, I don't do that now, but as a teenager,
Yeah.
teenage boys are always like, yeah, if I make fun of her, like, that's because I like her.
Well, but do you know what's funny about that is that when a boy is teasing you at school, everybody says, oh, it's just because he likes you as well.
And he could actually be bullying
bully,
you.
yes.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and
that's
I feel
really
like
bad.
sometimes it could be bullying as well.
I didn't bully anyone, just so you all know.
I feel like you will find someone who will laugh at your jokes. I feel like you will find someone who shares your humor. We spend most of our day laughing and being silly goofy together. We definitely share the same humor style, but
I think that's quite important,
I think
isn't
that's
it?
kind of what it is, right? So Aussie girls are looking for someone who will make her laugh. It might not be you, but doesn't mean you're not going to make another Aussie girl laugh. Everyone's humor is different. Everyone's personalities are different. Number 7 is someone who will protect her drink with his life.
Why is that important?
So there's a bit of a scary culture going on when people go out where there is drink spiking now, and a lot of my friends are particularly cautious of it. So to have someone who you trust, who will protect your drink when you go to the bathroom, when you go on the dance floor, when you turn your back on your drink for a second, someone who will keep an eye out for you, be thinking about you and your safety it's very romantic, I think.
I've come from a family of like pretty much all men, only hang out with guy friends most of the time. I didn't realise the problems, and so when you're out with your guy mates, it's really easy for you as a guy.
Yeah, and on that, number 8, not being afraid to call out problematic behaviour in their mates. So say your mates are catcalling a girl, to be able to say, hey mate, that's not on. Women find that extremely attractive, and it's definitely what they're looking for because it means that they're not afraid to stand up for equality with everyone. Number 9 is girls actually do want someone who's going to make them feel financially stable. I don't mean rich. We don't need someone who's rich.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Is he the Amazon guy?
Yeah, he's the Amazon guy.
No, I mean someone who's not going to be stressed about money all the time or living paycheck to paycheck. I think there needs to be some sort of stability there. So girls want someone who is going to be financially stable, not rich, just someone who's going to make life comfortable and easygoing. Finances are the main stress factor in a relationship, isn't that right? So someone who's going to eliminate that factor.
Whoa! Sam Ford merch.
Another thing Aussie girls really want you to have.
This is very soft, actually.
Yeah, it's the super soft Sam Ford tee, and it comes in every size. So yeah, scan the QR code there or click the link in the top of the description below.
You can have a hat like me.
It's pretty cool.
Number 10 relates to number 9. Aussie girls want someone who isn't going to be bothered if she earns more.
That was us at the start of our relationship. You made more.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, that's fine by me.
Yeah, that's...
Some guys have a very big issue with
Yeah.
it. They get very touchy about it.
Yeah, we're no longer looking at a nuclear family as the go-to for a perfect relationship. There are so many different forms of relationships now. So I think having someone who will support you when you're earning more and not be bothered by that and not be put down by that or feel worthless because of that is really important. But like I said, I don't mean rich, I just mean stable, comfortable. So if both parties are earning enough for that to be the case, it's fine.
What kind of life do you want a guy to have?
I think Aussie girls want someone who is immersed in an Aussie lifestyle, is willing to get out in nature, hiking, surfing, loves going to the beach, loves coffees, loves brunch, loves Australian culture. You don't have to tick all the boxes, but someone who isn't just gonna stay inside all day. Number 12 is someone who fits the female gaze. Sam and I have this conversation all the time actually about how there's all these alpha male YouTube channels and it just makes me laugh because they do all these videos on what girls want and things like that. What a woman is looking for. And I often think that the information is quite inaccurate. Think about men in pop culture who attract a female gaze. People like Harry Styles. I know he's a bit out there with some of the stuff he wears for some people, but there's no denying he fits the female gaze and he has for a long time. Jack Black in The Holiday, massive female gaze indicator.
Not Jack Black in the Minecraft movie?
Well, I haven't seen that, so I
You
can't.
saw me watching it on the plane
Yes,
flight
that's
over
true.
here.
I can't speak on that, Jack Black. I think what it comes down to is being authentic. It's not trying to fit a certain mold. It's being authentic to you. It's understanding how to look after yourself, not worrying if things come across as feminine or masculine.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares about that anymore?
Yeah.
Literally no one. It doesn't matter anymore.
Always wearing flip-flops is in the female gaze?
No.
What?
Number 13, someone who wears shoes. You can wear flip-flops at the beach. Birkenstocks, that sort of sandal style shoe, wear them anytime.
Okay.
That's fine. Whatever, who cares? But wear some sort of shoe.
Why can't I just go barefoot on our date at a nice restaurant?
It's just, nobody wants to see
I
that.
don't think they'll let you in. If you went to a city restaurant without shoes on, surely you wouldn't get
I don't think so. We have the no shoes, no service. No shirt, no service rule as well. But still, listen, I know people personally who go to the supermarket without shoes on and think it's fine. Not only do potential matches not want to see that, but I think
they might be at the supermarket.
this is true. I don't think anyone wants to see it.
And always, always, always pay for everything on the first date.
No.
What?
No.
What? Oh.
Here's the secret. Girls want you to offer to pay on the first date.
Okay.
But then they will say, no, I'll pay. Don't accept that either.
I'm really confused now. So what
Okay.
do you do?
You split the bill or you insist a second time. No, I'll get this one, you get the next one.
And then you've just set yourself up for a second
For a
date.
second date.
Let's
There you go.
go.
You have that for free. Number 15 is someone who has interesting hobbies. Not someone who goes to work, comes home, eats dinner, watches TV, goes to sleep. Not interesting enough.
A bit of variety.
Yeah,
it's
just
not like watching
something.
TV
Yeah.
and playing video games is bad, but it's obviously
No.
it's very easy to do,
Yeah.
as we know, and isn't it cool to have like some cool stories to tell?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, for me personally, this is just me. I'm a very social person, so I like to go out with my friends and do things with them. If I think Sam is just at home by himself doing nothing, that would make me feel really guilty and bad. So it's important that when I go and do something I love, Sam is also doing something he loves. And I think that it also gives you more to talk about.
I'm
as
smoking.
well.
That's my favourite thing. I'm smoking out the window.
The world's your oyster with
Do
hobbies.
I have to learn surfing
No.
if I'm in Australia?
No, definitely not.
Thank goodness.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. This whole video isn't trying to make you into something you're not. It's just making you into your best self. Number 16, no tall poppy syndrome. We don't want it. Take it away. Take it
I love
away.
that. But I thought people are always, the stereotype with Aussies is that there's like, oh, there's loads of tall poppy syndrome here. But I've never really encountered it.
Number 17, balance asking questions as well as talking about yourself on a date. Or I guess just in any conversation. You don't want to just be questioning someone constantly because they feel like they're being interviewed. But you also don't want to talk about only yourself. You want to be able to ask questions. So this is such an acting thing, I think, where you learn as an actor to listen to the lines
Listen
that are
and
being
react.
said to you,
Yeah.
not just memorize your lines and go, great, now I say my line.
Yeah,
Now I
waiting
say
for
my
the
line.
other person to talk.
Yes. Number 18 has an accent. I used to joke all the time growing up that I was going to move to the UK and I was going to marry a British man.
And you did both of those
I
things.
did both those things.
But what if you are an Aussie person?
Don't stress, don't panic. I'm mostly joking.
Because in the next video, I'll be teaching you how to do a British accent.
That's right. And you can trick Aussie girls into thinking you're British. I think maybe the point actually is that you should be open to travel or liking travel, well traveled, know what's going on in the world, because I think a lot of people stick to Australia and they never leave. I know that's speaking from maybe a bit of financial privilege. I know that not everybody is able to travel, but being aware of what's happening in the world and even traveling Australia, going to new places in your city even. You don't have to go beyond Brisbane if that's where you live, but just definitely being open. Number 19, it's to have a growth mindset.
Huh.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's basically someone who, like we've been speaking about, is willing to put in an effort to continue to improve themselves, their lives, the people around them. It's constantly growing and learning as you go through life, rather than going, nope, this is what I do, this is who I am, I'm going to stay here, this is my thought on that thing, and it's not going to change. If you hear something that influences you in a positive way, you should go for it. And it's totally okay to be challenged.
I think that is a must for every human on the planet. Because
Absolutely.
fixed mindset is comparing yourself to others, saying, I'm terrible, I'm never going to achieve this, I'm never going to do that. I may as well not put the effort in. I know it's a bit cringe, but if you don't try, you will never succeed. I was very reluctant to audition for that acting job we both got in Japan. Had I not done that, I wouldn't be here married to you with this YouTube channel in Australia right now. I would still be stuck in my horrible one-bed flat that had mice. And the mice were the nice part about it. So. Honestly, if you want to keep the adventure going, go click this video in the middle right now. I know you'll love it because it's where Maddie gives her brutal review about the UK. So click that. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye!